Hey guys, I can see you there. So I'm gonna set the mood for this video, or try to at least do something else in a basic ass intro and do that little transition. So I've been thinking of doing this video forever now, and I feel like now's a good opportunity to do it. So if you remember back in February, I purchased a Lenovo Thinkpad X130E from 2011 running Windows 7. And I have not touched that laptop ever since probably March. And it's like late September now, almost October in like 2 days. So it has been a long time since I've touched that laptop. And one time an idea came up to me. I was like, you know what? What if I tried to edit a video on that laptop? Because that laptop has been my dream laptop for years, but obviously as the years progress, it's still been my dream laptop, but obviously not for personal use because I feel like it would be pretty slow now. And it is, obviously. I mean, we saw from the video, it's pretty damn slow. So I wanted to see if it's possible for me to edit a video on that laptop. And there's a lot of conditions here. So very small laptop, worse display resolution, super under spec, and running an old version of Windows. Mind you, we're on Windows 11 right now. It's 2023, and Windows 7 came out in 2009, and its last update was in 2017, and already by that time Windows 10 was out, and hell, even Windows 8 was a thing, but we don't speak about that. So I personally right now use a Lenovo Legion 5, which is one of their best gaming laptops right now, and it's pretty fast. Most of the time. I have experienced a bit of glitches in the past few months, but not anything that's too annoying sometimes. And my current video editor is Adobe Premiere Pro 2023. So I've been using Premiere Pro for about almost 2 years. Well, at least full on. Like I have used it before in the past to edit some of my older videos, but I only had access to it because of school. So I had no choice later on, so I had to transition to another editor whenever my free trial ran out. But and then the 2 years that I've been using it, first I used a cracked version up until April. I realized it was starting to glitch, so then I ended up purchasing the full newest version of Premiere Pro. That one was still glitchy, and I found out I had to change users, and at that point I was already accustomed to the new features of Adobe Premiere Pro 2023. You know, compared to the cracked version I was using before, which was the 2021 version. It wasn't anything too major. It still has the same layout and everything. Just things were a little different, and I was kind of used to it. So I was like, you know what, just stick with this guy. And you know, it'll definitely serve me better in the future, because you know, I could keep getting constant updates instead of using like an older version. And not that anything was wrong with it, but keep in mind this version was cracked, so I risked very high chance of getting a bad virus or being hacked, which thankfully that never happened. So if you guys want to try that cracked version of Premiere Pro out, I'll have it linked in the description. And I used that one from December 2021 to this April, and it was safe. So if you guys get a virus by this, I'm sorry, but we're getting off topic here. So I want to see if I can run Adobe Premiere Pro. Obviously I probably won't be able to run the latest version of it since it's Windows 7, so I may have to use an older version of it, and it's possible. And if by some chance I can get Adobe Premiere Pro to run on that laptop, I'm gonna have to stick with another backup editor I used to use on Windows, but at least when I was using my dad's old laptop to edit videos, which was the classic Windows Movie Maker. So we're gonna be running through a lot of obstacles here. I'm not looking forward to it, but I also am. It's a cool little challenge, and I also have another one in mind for later on, if I can possibly run GTA 4 on the Lenovo Thinkpad X130E. We'll get to more of that later, but first let's dig through the drawer where I keep my collection of devices. Frame rate's a little low because I don't have the best lighting, so I apologize. So let's look in the closet here, and the very bottom drawer here is where I keep all my old stuff. I have 2 devices out of there right now. My iPad 2, which I'm actually downgrading right now. I'm kind of messing with these guys again. And my iPod Touch. It's out here. I was just kind of setting it up again because I was trying to sell it, but nobody was buying it. And I was binge watching everything Apple Pro's old videos again. And most of the tech I did buy like last year, I kind of sold it all almost. But I just recently like repurchased a 4S in white. because that one was probably my favorite of the bunch. So I was like, try to get that one again, I guess. I'll talk about that later. But right here I have a lot of old stuff. I have this Samsung Galaxy that I haven't turned on in probably months. This BlackBerry I haven't turned on in months. This Apple Watch Nano that I've been trying to do a challenge with since December, I never got around to. And of course we have the Thinkpad. So this is still the original one. The last time you guys saw it in a video, it was covered in stickers and stuff. And well, when I posted that short, I already taken it off. And there was a problem with it later on. I don't know if I told you guys. I might have showed it off in a video. But the battery did not run on the power. It would only run off the charger. So if I wanted to try and do something with it, I can't do that. So I just bought a new battery from eBay for 20 bucks. And I think this one was an actual genuine Lenovo battery. It seemed like it was used. And I think it was because like the battery doesn't last the best. It lasts about maybe, if you're using it, maybe about 2 hours. On standby, it probably lasts about 7 hours. And this thing has woken me up once in the middle of the night from the low battery beeping. And it was probably 2 or 3 in the morning. So I wasn't happy about that. But this is it right here. So of course the first thing I want to see, since I haven't powered this on in months, will the computer turn on? Maybe the battery's probably dead, but let's give it a shot anyway. And if I'm pushing the button here, nope, this guy is dead. So am I surprised? No, I've had this off for months, so not really. Thankfully I have a charger here. So we're gonna go ahead and plug it in and try and get this guy to turn on. All right, let's plug her in. I forgot the port was like this, but I hope it still fits. Oh, perfect. And here's the port. I really hope this battery hasn't short circuited since I haven't powered it on in a while. Green light went on, that's a good sign. So let's power it on and see if it's gonna work. It's kind of hard, you have to like really hold it down on something. Okay, let's see if it's gonna power on. Here we go. The keyboard will light up, I think. Oh, the Thinkpad logo went on. And, oh yeah. Oh, but look at that display resolution. It is horrible, man. So, I'll show you all the specs in a minute. I'm gonna wait for this guy to power up. But it's pretty fair to say we're gonna be working with something very, very, very old here. At least in comparison to what I have now. It is made by the same brand though. They're both Lenovo. My current laptop and this guy are Lenovo laptops, so that's nice, I guess, but that still doesn't make up for the fact that this is gonna be a slow piece of crap that I'm gonna be attempting to edit a video on. Let's see if we get the classic noise. That is nice. That speaker sounds a lot more muffled than I remember. Matter of fact, how the hell do you turn up the volume? Oh, okay. All right, I don't know these controls all too well. Okay. Turn up a little bit. All right, so I don't remember the last time that I used this, probably March, but if we take a look at the battery percentage, it is current 0%. You know, you guys can probably see it. That will have to tilt it, but is it 0%? Hey, at least it still recognizes the clock, because sometimes when you have devices off for way too long, it just forgets the clock. So at least that's good to know. So I have some basic stuff here. I have VLC media player, which is what I use to view MP4s. I have 4K video downloader, which is what I use to edit. I stopped using Discord. Oh, it seems like I already have Windows Movie Maker. Okay, so I didn't even know I had actually installed that. Alright, I'm gonna sit on my desk. My arms are hurting just holding the laptop up like this. Alright, so we're at my desk now. So the laptop is working, which is great. So now we're gonna go through the intense tasks of trying to get Adobe Premiere Pro to run. If I can't run the latest version, I'll have to see. Actually, matter of fact, I probably should look it up first to be safe. So there's this page on, or Adobe's forum page. Somebody asked last March what a version can be installed. Somebody said that support for Windows 7 ended a while ago, and I don't believe any current versions of Premiere Pro can be installed. Well, obviously none of the current ones. I'm looking to see if this version be correct. I'm looking around. Last version of Premiere Pro that was compatible, which was 2018, is no longer available anymore. At least any attempt locating will be pirated. Okay, so in that case, it seems like so I can't run the latest version. It seems like it's obviously not gonna work, but it seems like the last compatible version to work with this guy was Adobe Premiere Pro 2018,
which is not too different from today. But okay, so in this case, I'm gonna see if I can try to run the cracked version I have and see if it can work. Obviously, I'm not gonna try the newest going on Creative Cloud because I don't think it'll work. And I don't know if there's a downgrade prompt for me if I want to change over to something else. Oh, I forgot. All right, so let's go ahead and log in. I am using my mouse because, or it doesn't seem to recognize the mouse, does it? No. Okay, so I literally have my Logitech mouse connected to on the port, literally right here. There's another USB port, so let me try that guy. And nothing. Okay. So seems like this mouse is useless, but you'll hear the sound when I disconnect it. Listen, you can hear it there. It's really muffled. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my old mouse, which you guys are probably thinking, why didn't I use that in the first place? Cable's a little lengthy to reach down to the USB ports, and the USB ports are all the way like back here, so it's not easy to kind of reach them. Oh, bruh. I dropped the thing that I edited, whatever video I edited about, I dropped it. But thankfully it's on my desk and not on the ground. Alright, I have my other mouse connected. Why isn't it working? Okay, this one is not working either. Alright, I'm gonna have to use the trackpad, which I don't want to do because the trackpad sucks. But you guys can see the light is on and there's no other computer open. We just have this guy and my other laptop is closed. And I don't know why. Installing device driver software. Okay, so it seems like okay, so it recognizes it as something. Let me take a look at what that is. All right, so this is what it's showing. It's showing installing device driver software, but when I click on it, nothing is happening. So it seems that it recognizes this as a new device, even though it's literally just a mouse. And okay, and if in the worst case scenario, if these mouses don't work, I still have an older Dell mouse that probably will work with this guy. So I'm gonna have to give it a while, because I do not want to use the trackpad. Like, you guys have no idea how bad the trackpad is, not just on this guy, but also my Legion 5. So that tells me Lenovo doesn't do very good trackpads on their laptops. But we'll wait and see what happens. Okay, so I decided to screw it, and I'm using this old school Dell mouse that I used to use back in elementary school, and I have fond memories of the design. So let's see if this guy works. The cable is a little jagged, but I'm gonna see. And nothing. Okay, the mouse, no mouse is working. Let me try the other port. Don't tell me that I'm gonna have to use the trackpad, because that is what I do not want to do. It shows a light, so, oh my goodness. Okay, seems like none of the mouses are working, which is telling me there is a driver issue that I'm gonna have to look at. So there's like a little middle button here that can also work as a trackpad. It feels cool, and it's very cool because, you know, back in elementary school I thought it was cool, but it feels kind of wonky. But it feels kind of, I don't know if I want to say it feels better than this, because listen. You can hear it's not like a smooth trackpad. There are like little tiny bumps. This guy is kind of easier to use, but I don't want to have to use the trackpads at all, dude. So I'm gonna find a way and see if something's wrong with the driver settings here for the mouse. We got a device driver software was not installed. Let's click here for details. See what the heck happened. And it's not letting me click. Okay, so in this case, let me go into whatever this app is, the control panel. And okay, so let me, matter of fact, because here is where you can look at all the specs. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what we're working with here. Alright, so we have everything loaded, and I'm going to zoom it in. So we are currently running Windows 7 Professional Service Pack 1, which says copyright 2009, but this last update was from 2017. I saw it somewhere, I forgot where to look, but I'm not even going to bother looking for it. So we are running with a AMD E300 APU Radeon 1.3 gigahertz processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM with only 3.6 usable. And I don't know how much storage we have, but this is a super under-spec'd laptop. This is like iPhone 5S with more RAM specs, so it's gonna be horrendously slow, but I'm gonna have to get used to it. And let me see if we can look how much memory we have. So that is our display resolution. It is 1366 by 768. That was the same quality as my Dell Latitude, so it was not a good looking screen to say the least. Matter of fact, just looking at it right now, it is making my eyes hurt. It's giving me a headache. This is a non-retina display, and I can easily tell it's just, while it's above 720p, you can see the pixels, and it just looks ugly. So if I somehow get Adobe Premiere Pro to run on this laptop, this is gonna be a problem. I'll explain why later on. So I'm trying to look around for the storage, and it's so confusing because all the settings are on control panel and they're disorganized. I'm so used to Windows 11. So I plugged my mouse in again. It recognizes it, but it's just not configured properly, and it says to find a driver for this device, click update drivers. I'm looking on driver. There are driver details, but I can't click on any of this. So I think I'm gonna have to use, or let me plug in my other mouses, maybe, because that mouse is kind of new. Let me try the Dell one, and nope, nothing either. It's not allowing me to update it. So something is broken here on Windows. I think I'm gonna have to use the trackpad for this video, sadly, which I really did not want to do because the trackpad on this laptop is literal dog shit. But I think I'm left with no other choice, sadly. Man, how did people do it back in the day? Maybe it's just something's broken with this software, and I don't feel like deleting everything or resetting the software. I just don't feel like it right now. It's gonna take an eternity. It's 9 p.m. I just want to get this shit over with. So, seems like we're gonna have to stick with the trackpad, sadly. Unfortunately. Well guys, you won't believe it. I literally replugged the mouse in. Now it works. So I think the software was probably glitching, and so is my camera right now because it's not focusing, god damn it. So now I was finally able to look up the storage. I had to look it up. So it seems like we have over 300 gigabytes of storage. And I think from the looks of it, more than likely, this is an HHD and not an SSD. If you guys don't know the difference, an HHD is an actual hard drive, more vulnerable to corruption, and it's a lot slower. Then you have SSDs, which are more like electronic hard drives, have much better engineering built into them, so they can run a lot faster and are less vulnerable to corruption. So this is another factor to consider of how this thing is going to be pretty damn slow. So those are the specs we're working with. So now let's try and actually see if I can get my cracked version of Adobe Premiere Pro to run on this laptop. Spoiler alert, it's probably not gonna work, but hey, it doesn't hurt to try. Alright, so I found it, but it's taking forever to load everything. So if you don't just see, now it just says you are offline. So not only do you need a good internet connection to run this, or for your web browser to work properly, you also have to have a capable laptop, which in this case, no, that's not even close. And it scrolled up, and now all my crap got lost again. Okay, well, no, I didn't see it, that wasn't it. I'm gonna have to wait here, so this is gonna be fun. All right, finally got to it, and see, watch, I'm moving my mouse. See how slow it's reacting? Okay, now it's working slightly faster, and I click download, but how long? See, these icons just loaded, man, what the hell? So I just click download. It should prompt me to the file explorer, so able to pick a location to download this. And see, offline again. Okay, now it says preparing download, so I'm gonna be here for a while. And I just got my phone again. Oh, well, isn't that just great? So this is a large file size. I completely forgot. It's nearly a gigabyte and or 1.5 gigabytes. It says 12 minutes left, but I guarantee you, considering how slow this laptop is, I'm gonna be waiting here forever. And it's 9:45, and I've been doing this for an hour now, dude. Yeah, this is chewing through my camera batteries like crazy. So I'm gonna shut it off and wait till this finishes. See, the time keeps increasing. Now it says it went up to 12. It just went up to 17, but I'll give it at least 30 minutes to an hour before this thing even finishes. So I'm gonna shut the camera off, and I'll let you guys know what happens.
One eternity later.
Okay, it is now 10:30, so it's been about 40 to 50 minutes later. I've installed the program. I've been playing this Animal Crossing to kill the time. So let's see if it's actually going to work. So this is the setup right here. So this is the cracked version I usually use, and so it usually just goes like that. So OS does not meet the minimum requirements for this installer. Well, that is unsurprising. So it said the latest version compatible was the 2018 one, so that's actually not too far out of date. Only about a 5-year difference, and again, considering not much of a difference in terms of the basic layout from the Adobe Premiere Pro that's now the current version. Like, I think I'll be fine with that one, because I was using the Adobe Premiere Pro 2015 in 2018, and it's literally almost the same as it was now. And so yeah, so it shouldn't be no difference. So I'm gonna try to find a version of Adobe Premiere Pro 2018, whether it's cracked or whatever, and either come to a conclusion if either I struggle looking for that because web browsing is gonna be slow, or I just end up sticking with Windows Movie Maker. Alright, so I have come to the conclusion that I am actually just gonna use Windows Movie Maker. It's not even like 2 minutes later before I make my choice, because I looked around. The web browsing was pretty slow. That's one factor I don't have to deal with. And also, number two, it doesn't seem like there's actually any links to the 2018 version of Adobe Premiere Pro. And if I try looking around, again, slow internet connection. So we're gonna have to stick with Windows Movie Maker. So I already have it installed. I guess I had it prepared for this kind of occasion, because I did tell myself months ago I was gonna do this. So let's open it and see if it works. I haven't used this editor in nearly 4 years. I haven't used Windows Movie Maker, so. But I think I remember the basics, and my battery is about to die, and this thing is not loading, so I am gonna have to wait here.
Many months later.
And it seemed to have loaded up just fine. Well, it took a long time, but it loaded fine. So it seems like this should work. And since I'm probably just gonna do basic editing on this video, right here, select your settings. Oh, okay, just click OK for that for now. So it seems like all I'm really doing for this video is just basic editing. So it shouldn't be anything too intense, I hope, although it's probably going to be pretty damn slow. And also, it is 10:38 right now. I don't know if I really want to edit the video right now. I'm gonna tell myself, okay, I'll figure out what I want to do, if I want to do it tomorrow because it's already late, or if I want to do it now. Okay, so I think I have come to the conclusion that I'm gonna edit this video right now, because it's not a very long video. It's just more or less the process might take a little while considering how slow the laptop is. So what am I gonna edit? Well, recently I just picked up this Nitro deck for my Nintendo Switch, and I made an unboxing video of it. And I also, so basically I made an unboxing review video of it. I haven't edited it yet, and I did mention I want to do something special for this video. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video on the Lenovo Thinkpad, see how it goes, considering I'm probably just gonna do a lot of mostly basic editing. I don't think it's gonna be anything too intense, minus the speeds. So because I recorded that video on my G7X, I am actually gonna be using the SD card from that camera, and I want to do a little time-lapse video. But two problems. One, besides being the SD card, number two, the battery life on this is not very good, as well, it's been about what, an hour and 40 minutes and this battery's about to die. When I started to use it, it was fully charged. So I'm gonna use this guy, the Panasonic camcorder, which is my rough-ending camera. I use it as my secondary camera, but also because this one has a charging port where you can plug it directly into the wall while the camera's still on. So I'll do a time-lapse with that, and because it's a different SD card, it's a lot easier for me. And no, by the way guys, if you're wondering, I'm not gonna edit this video I'm recording on right now on the Lenovo Thinkpad, because I know it's probably gonna be hell for a much longer video. So alright, it's 10:41 p.m. right now, mentally preparing myself, but let's do it. So while we're waiting for my G7X battery to charge, there's one thing I actually haven't even tested yet. That's whether or not the SD card reader on this laptop works. And it does have an SD card reader just right there. You guys can probably not see it too well. That's better. It's right there, and I haven't tested whether or not that works, because a lot of ports could probably be dead. But the guy said everything was working, so more than likely it should work. So let's try it out. So is it okay? So basically, kind of the same as my Legion 5, except it sticks out less. Installing driver software. Oh freaking A! Oh god! Okay, so looks like we're running into problems already, but let me check File Explorer. Oh, hold on. Okay, it does recognize it. So open folder to view files. Okay, can it will it show everything? Ah, sweet, perfect. All right, never mind. Scared me for a minute, but no, we are good. So let's get to editing. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna have my little setup here. Of course, I'll do a time lapse, and right now, so my I have the camera connected to a portable bank. So that way the battery, the battery is pretty good on this guy, but like just in case, because I don't know how long this could take me. So, okay, so I'm mentally preparing myself. Almost forgot this. Hydration is super important. Alright, so I'm gonna minimize it. So at least the basic interface is running okay. And I only have about 5 video files to look through here. Some are large, but nothing too crazy. So, okay, there's one thing I do have to remember to do though. Or, you know what, actually, I think I can do that at the very end once I finish, but alright, here we go. Okay, so before I even begin the time lapse, if I'm even going to be able to, so one thing I forgot is when you import videos onto Windows Movie Maker, it prepares the files for them to be viewed into the editor. That's a factor I forgot, so meaning right now I cannot play the videos and you can't really hear anything. I think the volume is all the way up. Is this even the right key? I don't know. But yeah, volume's all the way up, so you can't watch the video, you can't listen to it. And so I realized this guy is, I remember it usually takes a while, so I already imported all my files, which thankfully it's only 5 files. But it's been at this screen, file 1 of 5. Oh no, it's slowly moving. Oh, it won't show. It is slowly moving, but very, very, very slowly. And I'm not going to have a time lapse of me just waiting around. So once it actually finishes, then I'll start the time lapse. And considering how under spec this laptop is, it's going to take a while. So I guess that kind of stopped me right now. It's 10:51. So I guess we just sit here and we wait. Which is, I guess, kind of okay because I can leave the camera off and not also waste battery on my portable battery.
12 o'clock midnight.
Guys, it's the next day. It's 12 a.m. We're still on the first file. It's not even done. So this is definitely going to take forever. I don't even think it'll be done overnight. Probably by the end of tomorrow. So I don't know. So that goes to show how ridiculously slow this laptop is.
Eventually.
Okay, it's now the next night. It is 8 p.m. right now. I'm doing this so late because I've been doing things throughout the day. And I took a nap, I ate, did some homework, and so here's what happened last night. So the files did render all, thankfully. I think it was just the first file was super slow because I checked back at like 1 a.m. before I went to sleep. It was on file 2, but it was like halfway. I was like, maybe it's just the first file. And when I went to turn on the laptop this morning, or no, I woke up in the morning, the Windows Movie Maker closed for some reason. I think it crashed. But when I went to open it, like none of the files were there. But when I dragged them all back, they were all rendered already. So I was like, oh, okay, so it did recognize that. So now I can start the editing. So I'm gonna have, I was actually gonna do something last night that I did not do. I was going to start a stopwatch as soon as I begin to see how long it would take me to do the editing. So we have it right now set at 0. I'm gonna set it down right here. I'm gonna get to editing. I probably should turn the brightness up so I can see better. This thing is still, it's mostly running on the battery just because, you know, so it's on sleep mode. So that way it doesn't die when it's in sleep mode. So have my little Animal Crossing thing here. About to do a sleep live stream as soon as I finish this guy. So let's begin our stopwatch and let's go. Time lapse is gonna start right now. I'm gonna put some voiceovers through, or just my voiceover. So here we go.
Hello, you're now hearing my voiceover a week after I recorded this clip because I took way too freaking long to start editing this video because, well, I was taking too long to do this. Like, you'll see later on what I mean, why it took super duper long to get this project running, and well, the title says attempting, so I think you know the outcome of how this is going to come out. So at this point I began doing the basic editing process because it was just a mini unboxing video and just a little review sort of video. It wasn't anything that I was going to do some crazy editing. At least that was my intention when I had started. But obviously you guys saw, if you saw the original video that I did post of the unboxing of the product that I did review, you'll see that it does have some Premiere Pro styles, or like, you know, some little funny gags in there I threw in. that I probably couldn't get done on Windows Movie Maker. Well, maybe, but it probably would have taken an eternity. And that's because, well, if you know the outcome by seeing the title, it didn't go so good. I was unable to actually get this finished. I'll explain what happened in just a second. But at least my intention at that time, okay, I was just do some basic editing because I was not going to bother looking for a cracked version of Premiere Pro 2018 because, again, it would take an eternity. So I'm just, you know, at this point, I'm just reviewing my footage. Obviously, trimming some things at, you know, times where I stayed quiet, you know, so it wouldn't be in there. Also, that's what I usually do when I edit videos, is I play them back. Like, I will look through the entire thing to see if either I have to add a censor, because, you know, sometimes my swearing does slip in. So I gotta figure out when I add a censor sound. And I also, you know, just, you know, crop it if I ever go quiet for too long, because I do that. Otherwise, I'm usually that guy who likes to say all my stuff, you know, in one clip. Kind of like this audio file, for example. Okay, I'm getting a little off track here. So, I'm just doing the basic things for now. It was actually running surprisingly smooth, considering all things considered how crappy this laptop runs, how long it took to open everything. I mean, you guys saw those clips, because what I did first was, obviously my mouse was running into problems, where I wasn't able to read them, or my mouse was not working with the laptop. So I thought I had to enable drivers or install some drivers. I don't even know. I think it was just that laptop being glitchy as usual, but I did get it to work after a little while. So at this point, I'm just doing the basic editing, which it actually ran decently smooth. So playing back the video again, ran okay. Scrolling through the videos took a little bit long. Not anything that was too annoying. It's mostly whenever had to scroll up and down, because, you know, the layout on Windows Movie Maker, you have to scroll up and down. So that's the only part that took a while, just the scrolling, but everything else ran surprisingly decent. I don't think I ran into any other problems that were too annoying. Now, if I had done this with Adobe Premiere Pro, I probably would have ran into multiple problems. What I would have guessed would happen is this is tended to happen on actually my current laptop right now. So sometimes I have put in a clip, but for some reason the file cannot be read by the editor. Like, it has some sort of different, I mean, it's an MP4 format, which is the default video file for about anything at this point, even for the editors. But I think it was just rendered differently, or I'm not entirely sure, but the editor was not unable to read it. It was unable to read it. So I know for a fact, if I had used Adobe Premiere Pro on this laptop, I would have run into those issues. Definitely, for sure, because I know it's happened to me a couple times, but because I would have run an older version, and I guess maybe the rendering behind these MP4 files that I, you know, record with my cameras now, maybe it's a little newer for the system to read. I guess maybe that's why. That could also probably explain why I had all those issues later on that you will see, but or the importing issues you're about to see sooner or later. So I think I definitely would have ran into that. Another thing I definitely would have ran into, another problem if I had used Premiere Pro, was, okay, so I mentioned that the screen's resolution was 1366 by 768, which is a non-render display, below 1080p but slightly above 720p. On my old Dell laptop, if I had rendered a clip that was higher than the screen's resolution, the entire clip would just lag in the editor. And if you use Premiere Pro, you know there's a way to render clips in the editor so it can run smooth. But for some reason on this case, I was not able to do that. Or usually on my older laptop, I couldn't do that with my MP4 files. So what I had to do is I had to add like a little work area, work zone, I forget how you call it. And I had to include all those files in there, and that's how you render them. But that took an eternity on my old laptop. So I feel like that's another issue I definitely would have ran into for sure if I had used Premiere Pro. I definitely would have ran into the issue where my video files would be annoyingly laggy. And I think also just in general, the video editor would probably be pretty slow because it does have more to load than Windows Movie Maker. Because keep in mind, this is Premiere Pro we're talking about. This is like one of the most professional video editors out there. And so at this point in time, you know, I'm just doing, again, my simple basic editing. And everything seems to be going fine. I don't really run into any issues. Mine is just some occasional lag. I honestly thought this would have taken me much longer to edit,
But no, it actually didn't. It did not take me at all too long. Like I initially expected it would take me about 2 hours. Because I thought that the editor was going to run pretty damn slow, but it actually didn't, which I was really happy to see that. So I think that's all I have to say for now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this voiceover, and now let's go back to the video, and here you will see the more other issues I ran into.
Alright, I have finished, and it took me not too long actually, 46 minutes and 7 seconds. I definitely feel like if I was using Adobe Premiere Pro, if I somehow got it to run on this, it would definitely be a lot slower because I would run into multiple problems. So, yeah, so now there's one last thing I have to do. So first off, of course, I'm going to save the project, obviously. And there's one other thing I have to do. That's something I forget that you have to do in Windows Movie Maker. So you have to create some sort of like profile for 60 FPS export for Windows Movie Maker. It is possible, I know it is. I forgot how to do it, but I know there's a video out there that will show me. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to export it. Alright, I have created the setting. So now I'm going to save the movie. And we just click save. And now it's going to save the movie. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be super long. So I'm just going to leave it sitting here. It's 8:53. So I'll come back and check on it later. And now I can start my sleep live stream.
Tomorrow.
Alright, it is now the next day. It is 11:08 in the morning, and I barely woke up. I went to sleep late. When I got up early, I was like, no, I'm sleeping as long as I want to today, so I'll keep sleeping. So I went back to check on the laptop. So it's back on this screen, so the editor crashed again probably, but I really hope that video exported. We're about to check in the downloads right now. It didn't save. So I guess it's not very well optimized, sadly, because it does tend to crash a lot. So, dude, it's kind of, oh man. Maybe if I try re-exporting it again, because when I went to sleep, it wasn't even halfway through, and I went to sleep at 1 o'clock. So let me open the editor again. Well, it seems like everything is where it should be. It's still at the same time mark. I have to switch out my Panasonic because I have to use the SD card. So I'm gonna try it again, and it seems like I'm gonna have to wait again another couple of hours, because when I did the export the first time last night, you know, I started around 8:55 and I went to sleep at 1 in the morning. It was not even to like 20%, so it was taking forever. So I really hope it's not gonna crash again, but knowing how unstable this laptop is, it won't surprise me if it does. And it's still stuck at 0, so this is gonna take a while, so I'm gonna have to let it sit for another couple of hours.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Oh, well that's just great. Missing unusable files in your Movie Maker project that are preventing your movie from being saved. Please check that file preparation is enabled in options, or remove files and try again. Okay, so it says that there are files missing, or I don't even know, unusable files, but I have the SD card in here. It's like 3 hours later. I was literally eating a snack and I saw this pop-up come up, so I'm gonna have to take care of this. But seems like everything else has been going fine except for the exporting. Either the first 2 times, well actually the first time last night it crashed. Second time I'm getting an error message, so I have to check for file preparation in options, and I don't know where to check that. Oh, okay, so seems like some of my files are corrupt. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to reinsert the card and try it again. Obviously, since this is a very old computer and a lot of things go wrong, I'm gonna do it the proper way, which a lot of people don't know, but you just have to basically right click on the SD card right here and you eject it, and then that way you can take it out easily, just removing it, because apparently if you just slide it out like that, it's vulnerable to corruption. So I already ejected it, so let's try it again. And okay, I get this pop-up, so I'm gonna load Windows Movie Maker again. Alright, seems like everything's back now, but it's been 3 hours since I did the exporting, and I wasn't even halfway done. It was at like 30%. Is it gonna give me a prompt? No, it is not. Okay, so we can try and export it again, and wait another 3.5 hours till it gets back to 30%, so it'll probably be around 6 o'clock. Hell, it'll probably be tomorrow morning when that thing finishes. I don't know, this thing is super slow. So it hasn't even been 2 hours, man, and the program crashed. So this is what probably what happened last night. And unfortunately, there is no way that says wait for the program to respond. I have to actually close it. And how far? I was only 27% complete. I'm gonna have to close it, man, because it's either I leave it frozen like this or I close it and retry it again. But yeah, that's probably the second time. No, third fail already, and the second time this has probably crashed. So I don't know what I'm gonna do now, but I really want to finish this. It's all edited already. I know I could probably do it on my laptop, but I want to go through with the challenge, dude. If I somehow, okay, I'm gonna keep going a couple more attempts. I'm gonna restart the laptop. Maybe I think that's what it needs. I probably just had to restart the laptop. So upon shutting this laptop down, it is installing an update. So maybe that's just what it needs. I'm still gonna restart it afterwards and then try it again. And I really hope it's gonna actually work. There it goes, now shutting down. So yeah, the problems with this laptop, man, because this thing is so old. How the hell did people do it back in the day, man? Honestly, maybe it's because I probably have to spec it more. Like there's more higher spec version of this laptop with more RAM, and you know the gigahertz is higher for the CPU. So laptop has shut down. We're gonna go ahead and reboot it up again. And did that do it? Yep, that did it. It happened again, even after the update, and it's much later now. It's now 9 o'clock. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm on the perks of wanting to just give up here. Maybe, okay, I was thinking earlier, maybe some of the reasons why it's possibly doing that. Two reasons. One, the video quality, maybe because of the way I'm exporting it. I'm gonna see if there's a way for me to save it, and I'm gonna try 1080p 30, then I'm gonna try 720p 30 FPS, and that might have to do with something with the display probably. Sometimes that kind of stuff can tend to happen. And the other thing I was thinking of was number two, maybe it's the location I'm trying to save it to. So I'm gonna see if I can put it on the SD card. But dude, I was literally like halfway through, and that took 4 hours. I don't know what time I did the last clip. It was like 2 o'clock, I think. Or was it 3? I don't remember. But it took that long to get to 50%. So dude, I gotta wait again, man. I don't know. Things are not going well. So if you want to try to edit something on this laptop, if you want to, I would not recommend you try it. Because yeah, it's not gonna work. You're gonna get a lot of issues. Honestly, I wanted this to be more of a challenge because I could use Premiere Pro, but like the web browser is too slow. It take me forever to find a cracked version of the last supported version of Premiere Pro, because you know you cannot run the latest one anymore. And even trying to find an older version on Adobe, it's not possible. So I'm gonna try those other alternatives, but I don't know, because I'm on the perks of giving up here. It's been 2 days, man, and it's like tomorrow's already about to be day 4 that I started doing this project, and it's still being a bitch. So I don't know. I'll have to figure out what happens or what I'm gonna do. So it's leaving me with the same issue that one of my files, video files, is corrupted. It says that it's in the format that Windows Movie Maker doesn't recognize, but I don't get it because all my other clips are literally the same format. They were filmed on the exact same camera on the exact SD card. I didn't make any changes to the settings. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to re-edit that one clip. I really don't want to. I know it didn't even take me that long, but honestly, dude, I'm not in the mood for that right now. I'll probably just have to get to it tomorrow, dude. Cause it's late at night, dude. I really don't want to sit down and get to editing on this slow piece of shit again. Okay, so it seems like it's probably just this is the error. So either, okay, I'm gonna have to re-put it in again, but that's what I don't want to do. So at least not for right now, because it is getting late. You know, I don't want to be freaking doing this at 9 p.m. right now, dude. Like, I just don't have the dedication to do it right now. So I'm gonna probably wait until tomorrow afternoon, or I have no freaking idea, dude, because this is honestly pissing me off. I guess for now we can leave this laptop to rest because it's just been sitting here. Okay, so why is it just this clip? Okay, is it possible? Did I trim like? Yeah, I trimmed a lot of the clips. So it's just this one clip. Is it possible for me to replace it all? Is it? Oh, fix item. What is that? You want to remove it? I'd have to remove it all. Okay, if I click yes, what happens? Oh crap! It removes everything. Undo. Freaking A. Okay, I'm gonna have to re-edit that clip, but not now. But I guess for now, we're gonna let this laptop rest because it's been open for the last 48 hours. So I'm gonna let this thing rest finally. Then tomorrow I'll get back to doing that or fixing the issue. I'm trying to re-edit that one clip. Hopefully that'll fix it. I really hope, because this is pissing me off, dude. Yeah, I had to wait for the beep because it's one of the reasons why this laptop is iconic. God, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do the challenge I want to do when I run GTA 4 on this thing. Will it be possible? I don't know, but it's probably gonna run like crap.
The next day.
Alright, so I thought of a brilliant idea. It is now day 4 of doing this project, and it is 5 o'clock in the afternoon, if this ever loads. So one of my files was corrupt. Apparently, in the editor, it cannot read it. So what I'm gonna try and do, I could have done this all along, is upload that separate clip onto my YouTube privately. Then I can download it with 4K video downloader and import the downloaded clip onto the editor. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but considering how slow this, you guys are seeing this for yourselves, how slow this is, I'm just gonna drag and drop because at this point it seems easier to drag it from this guy that's already open rather than to select it again and reopen it within the browser. So it's probably going to take a while. And because you don't just need a fast internet connection to upload videos fast, you need a powerful computer, and this computer is not that powerful. So we are at 33 minutes for this video to upload, so honestly it's not as bad as I initially thought, but seeing how slow this is, it's probably gonna take a lot longer. Oh, there it went up to 59 minutes. Yeah, I filmed this video already 6 days ago, and I'm sorry this video is taking so long to upload. This computer's just giving me problems. Everything was fine up until the exporting. That's where I ran into problems. So I'm familiar with this kind of stuff. It happened before with Premiere Pro and my actual laptop. So it's just things you gotta get used to as a content creator. So yeah, I'm gonna let this thing upload. But then once it's done and I download it, I'm gonna re-edit that clip again. Because it seems like it's only that clip that is corrupt in the editor, and it has some sort of different format that the editor cannot read, even though they're literally filmed on the exact same card, same MP4 format, nothing different. So okay, so I'm gonna try this again. If that fails, I'm just gonna call it quits, because honestly I don't know what else to do anymore, and it's already day 4. Again, I've been already, you know, delaying this video by a week, just trying to get this thing to work. I know sometimes, you know, some people wait weeks before they upload videos. I don't know, I'm one who just wants to get them out right as soon as I can, you know? Especially if it's something current like this, for example, the CRKD Nitro deck that I got a week ago. A lot of people, some got early access to them, or some got them earlier just because they lived closer to where the shipping partner was. But not me, I just got it last week, even though it shipped 2 weeks ago. So I've been trying to get this video out for a while, so I'm so sorry, guys. So I'm gonna wait for probably 50 minutes or longer, and I will do another time lapse on the tripod. I literally I had the tripod up ready to start the time lapse, and then that idea came to me. So I'm gonna leave the camera on there for now, and once it's ready, I will start the time lapse again. And I had completely forgotten about the file preparation, since this is a completely new file. So this is gonna take a lot longer again, and it is 7:30. Oh my god, dude. Yep. So I don't recommend anybody try this challenge, but it's definitely very interesting, and I'm gonna put myself to an even more difficult challenge when I get to play GTA 4 on this guy, because right now Steam is still supported, and it was gonna lose support of Windows 7 on January 1st, 2024. The only problem is gonna get the Rockstar Games launcher to work, so I might have to downgrade the game, but I'll get more on that another time.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Hello, it's voiceover me again, and it's safe to say at this point in time, I was pretty frustrated because I had been trying this for, at this point, 3 to 4 days. This thing was taking forever to export, so I just wanted to get it over with. Like on average, it'd take about 5 hours to get 50%. So about an hour each, it'd take about 10%. So it'd take about at least 10 hours to fully export that video, which is crazy. Really goes to show how underpowered that laptop is. But yeah, I was pretty frustrated at this point. I was on the verge of just wanting to call it quits, but I still wanted to pull through this challenge. I did not want to give up at just when it seemed that all hope was lost. So I kept on trying, came up with those ideas, and you know, again, everything seemed to run fine at first. And the reason I said that if this failed again is because at this point in time, I had filmed the video 6 days ago, and I know re-uploading all my clips and trying to get it back to edit again, waiting for all that would take another 4 days. At that point in time, I kind of didn't want to wait around, and I also had things to do like school-wise and all that. So I didn't want to take up too much time and wait too long with getting that video up. So at this point again, I'm just re-editing that clip, and now when I did trim it a lot, so it wasn't too much to edit. I think it took me about 20 minutes to get it all back. And at that point I was like, okay, everything should go fine. But little did I know, I was not prepared for the issues I was going to go through up next.
5th time's a charm, I hope. It's now 8:22 p.m. on day 4. Obviously, I'm gonna have to leave it on overnight, so check back with you guys in the morning before I go to school tomorrow.
Tomorrow for sure.
Fuck it, I'm done, dude. I'm honestly just f***ing done. Is it that same clip? Is it? Yeah, or what is this guy? It's the other one. Can I? Okay. So, is it just more than one file? I'm gonna have to redo. Oh my god. Okay, so it's just one file, but then I feel like whenever if I try doing this guy or redo the same method I did yesterday, same issue is going to happen with another clip. So I want to try re-uploading it, but then okay, I'm gonna re-upload this clip again, and I'm gonna re-put it in here, and if anything else stops working, then I'm done. It's like I can't do it anymore, dude. It's freaking day 5 now, dude, of trying to do this, and it's still failing on me, man. I have to go to school in literally 2 hours, or like an hour and a half, dude. I don't know anymore. All right, I'm completely done. I'm just fucking done. I'm not doing it anymore.
Well, it is now day 5 already. Yeah, day 5 of this freaking project, and I'm done, dude. Every single file is gonna be corrupt, and I feel like at this point I've already waited too long to get this, not only to get this video out, but to do all those other methods. It's like it's not even worth it for this video. If I want to try this again, I will have to do it with another video. Not this video, absolutely not. No way, hell no. I will have to try it with another video, somewhat like a short video like this. Not a camera comparison, because I do have a few in mind, but I'm not doing that because I actually need Premiere Pro for that. So freaking A, dude. I don't know, I'm kind of mad, but at least I got to finally see the experience of what it would be like. And anybody who still has this old ass netbook, I would not recommend you try this. I promise you that. If you want to put yourself up to the challenge, be my guest. But if you're going to use Windows Movie Maker and you're going to be, using files from like a modern camera, I would highly recommend you put them on YouTube first then download them as an MP4, same quality if you want to get the best quality out of your video. With 4K video downloader, that's the one I'd recommend. And pretty much because if you're going to use like a modernized camera like this guy, it's not going to, the files are all going to be corrupt in Windows Movie Maker for some reason. I guess maybe the older version of Windows Movie Maker renders videos differently than I guess some newer versions, or I'm not fully sure how that works. But yeah, dude, I'm done. I'm completely done. I was literally watching Cars, and I see the error message on the laptop. I'm like, I'm done. And it is like almost 10 p.m. right now, and I don't even know if I want to edit this video on my other laptop right now, considering how long I've been waiting, because I'm gonna be busy all day tomorrow. The only day I'd have free is probably Thursday, so it's either I get this edited tonight to be uploaded tomorrow, or I edit it Thursday and get it uploaded Friday. I want to do it as soon as possible, but it's considering how late it already is, I really don't feel like sitting down and doing this editing, but I'll see what I'm gonna do. But more than likely, I don't know. If you see this video
on Wednesday. That means that I'm just doing it tonight. And if you see the video Friday, that means I just didn't feel like it today. So I guess that's gonna be it for this video. So I'm gonna try this again another time on another shorter video, because I feel like at this point I've already waited too long, because it's already been a freaking week that I've been trying to do this. And I do have another challenge I am gonna do on this bad boy, which is try to play GTA 4. Because Steam is losing support for Windows 7 on January 1st, 2024. So I still have about 3 months. So now would be the perfect time to try to run this thing. The only other versions I could try to run would be like a cracked version of GTA 4, which plays a huge risk, but I don't know. But at this point, guys, I'm done. I'm done with the challenge. It's impossible. At least with this guy for right now. It's not really impossible, but honestly at this point I just waited too long. So I'll try it with another video whenever. Hopefully, I don't know how long I'll wait, either if it's gonna be anytime soon or if I wait a few months, I don't know. But that's it for this challenge, guys. So it was a fail, sadly, but it was definitely interesting. And at least now I know what this laptop is like, or trying to edit something on this laptop is like. So that should be it for this video, guys. Okay, I did the little zoom thing by the lens on accident, and now I was trying to figure out which way to zoom out. So thank you guys for watching, and don't try this challenge. You're gonna hate yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.